What's up, everybody? It's Ortez with Tag Pressure Wash. Hope you're doing well today. I'm checking in on a not so positive note, but it's always a silver lining to every life lesson. So recently, I have been experiencing like an increase in business in the past like week and a half. Like since I started my business about 5 months ago, like jobs been coming left and right. Big ticket job, so definitely been grateful. Which it kind of like countered my expectations in a sense. Like I expected people to reach out closer to the holidays, so you know, folks hosting at their house, and they want their patio cleaned, or you know, driveway cleaned, or you know, side of the house they notice and they don't want the gas. Anyway, whatever reason. So that's really not the case. It's actually been a lot of my leads has come from realtors, so folks who are putting their homes on the market and listing them for sale. But this particular situation was a little sour, and it turned me off. So I know, you know, it was a matter of time doing business. You're gonna come across a situation that somebody's going to, you know, drag their feet to pay you. Communication is going to be terrible, and a bunch of other stuff that could just stress you out. So recently, I did some work, and I got connected through to this contractor, through this realtor who really, she's been giving me a lot of work. You know, I made some videos earlier about that. But this past week, I was actually wrapping up a job that she actually gave me the lead to, and it was one of her clients that she was helping sell her house. So I was literally wrapping up that job, and I saw a couple missed calls on my phone, and it was a guy that she actually used for some contracting work in the past. And so he reached out to me. She reached out, said, hey, you know, this guy is trying to get contact with you. He has some work that he wants to get done. Can you reach out to him? Say, yeah, I can reach out to him. And so he was looking to get the work done that day, but it was already late, and I hadn't really seen the property. It was a new build, a new construction. So the house wasn't even listed on like Google Earth or Google Maps because it's that new. So I couldn't really see like the property. But he had mentioned when I called him that it was a new construction site, so it was a bunch of dirt and on the surfaces, on the flat surfaces, and there was some dirt on the house. So what I did, I actually went by that evening. He gave me the address. I went by that evening, and I had my flashlight, so you know, I'm just trying to see as much as I could. And yeah, driveway was really dirty, patio was really dirty, walkway was really dirty, house. Couldn't really see as much in the dark, but the white side, and you could tell it was really dirty, closer to the ground. So I reached back out to him and I said, hey, you know, it's going to be X amount of dollars to do, you know, the siding and to do all the flat work. He said, okay, how soon can you do it? I said tomorrow morning. So that following day, I said I could do it. So I'm getting, you know, my chemical set up, all of that. So I show up to the property, a lot of dirt on the driveway. I mean, it was like this thick, and the siding was dirty. So I knocked out the driveway, knocked out the walkway, the porch, and the back patio. And then I did the house, and it was interesting because the house, excuse me, 2-story house, probably a little bit over 1,000 square footage. But one side of the house was like white siding, and then the other side of the house was like this black side, but you could tell they painted the black side. And towards the bottom of the ground of the house, there was like a lot of dirt. You could just tell like the wind blew. But what I thought, now that I'm thinking about it, I think when they painted, like as it was drying, that dust was just flying up from the ground, and it just almost kind of like kind of mixed and meshed with the paint. So it was really difficult to get it off the first time. So mind you, it took me probably about 2.5 hours to do the flat surfaces and to do the siding. So I got back home and I was getting settled in. He texted me, say, hey, you got any pictures? I say, just give me a moment, give me 30, 45 minutes and I'll send you the pictures. So typically with my clients, I send an invoice through Squarespace, and then through Squarespace, you can actually attach pictures. So I did all of that, sent it to him, and no response. So I said, hey, I text him, I say, hey, can you confirm that you got the invoice and the pictures? Nothing. 2 hours later, I text again, hey, just send if you got the invoice and the pictures. Nothing. So at that point, I was like, okay, maybe he's busy, but I give him some time, the following day. So the following day comes, still haven't heard from him. So at this point, I actually reached out to the realtor. I didn't want to do it, I didn't want to bring her into our business, but at the same time, all I wanted her just to let him know that I'm trying to get in contact with him, because I haven't heard from him through text. I called him, phone call went straight to voicemail. So it's kind of like, I don't know what's going on. So, yeah, you heard the truck in the background. So, so she reached out and he ended up calling me from a different number. And he was like, hey, did you use any chemical in the house? I said, yeah, I used chemical, but I didn't go as strong because I noticed the paint, and I didn't want to eat up that paint with a stronger chemical. He's like, oh, that's fine. That siding is top of the line, and you're not gonna, it's not gonna eat it up and all of that. I was like, okay. Then he sent me a picture of this small little dirty spot that I missed. I'm gonna be honest, I missed that. It happens. I say, hey, I just want to make sure you satisfied. I come out the following day and take care of that. And he's like, okay, how about I just meet you there and we could just walk through the property and I just show you. I was like, okay, cool. He said, what time is good for you? I said 9 a.m. next day. He said, all right, see you at 9. Cool. Hung up the phone. And then later I text him, just confirmation. See you tomorrow at 9 a.m. The next day comes, I go back to the house and did my best. I washed the house at least 3 different times. Like I tried to, mix my chemical, the different ratios of the soap and the SH, sodium hypochlorite, or bleach as we call it, or bleach as some call it, and just trying to find a good balance to let it dwell and rinse that stuff off. But it was just giving me, it was giving me a pain. Like it was a lot, and it wasn't coming off. It was like this black, ashy type of, and I told him, I said, hey, it just looked like it didn't do a good job of drying. And so therefore you would literally have to scrub some of this stuff. Then on top of that, you probably would have to repaint it. So, so I'm at the house, and let's say 10 o'clock, he calls me. I'm busy cleaning, trying to make sure, things are good. I call him back like at 10:30, he didn't answer. So, I ended up leaving. I ended up packing up my stuff. I said, hey, he's going to this is as good as it's going to get. So I packed up my stuff, I left. Still hadn't heard from him. And then 3 hours later, I called him. I said, hey, I haven't heard from you. I'm just trying to confirm how we going to move forward with the payment. He said, I called you early, but you didn't answer. I said, yeah, I was at the house washing it. He's like, oh, I didn't know you was going to be there at the time. I say, that's what we agreed on before, the night before. We said 9 o'clock. He said, oh, well, I'm in a barbershop right now. I'm at the barbershop getting my haircut right now. I'm going to call you back. I said, all right, I'll be in touch. So at that point, it's just like, all right, I first went out to the property on Sunday. Now this is Wednesday, and there's no really like confirmation and no clarity, a lot of ambiguity. I know I'm saying the same thing in different ways, but y'all get what I'm saying. So I'm just like, okay, this guy, I feel like he giving me the runaround. He don't want to pay me. So I'm getting frustrated. I'm talking to my in-laws who are in town. I'm talking to my wife. I'm overreacting a little bit, but for the most part, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, this is the first time I had like a contractor that I didn't really know dragging his feet, just kind of like, throwing me for a loop. And so I didn't want to get played, but I know this is a part of the business sometimes. But I wanted to do everything I could just to make sure, hey, before I take it to another level, I want to keep it professional and cordial. So Wednesday, he in the barbershop, haven't heard anything from him. So Thursday, y'all, as I'm recording this, earlier today, I called him. No, I texted him. I said, hey man, I haven't heard from you. You got to do a better job of communicating. I feel like you're giving me the runaround. I cleaned the concrete Sunday. It's clean. If you're not satisfied with the house wash, fine. Just pay me for the concrete. Just let me know what's up so I could just get paid and go about my way. So he texts back. This is where this get funny. He texts me back. He said, update the invoice. I said, okay. So I cut the price in half, just charging for the concrete, updated the invoice, and I sent it to him. Then he texts back, just a little advice, a little tip moving forward. If you really want to go far in this business, don't show up and use the customer's water because it's tacky and unprofessional. I promise y'all, I'm going word from word. He says tacky and unprofessional to use the customer's water. If you know anything about the industry, they're like 95+% of the time, we use the customer's water. It's probably higher than that. Yes, folks may have a buffer tank, but most times that buffer tank is used to help the flow of the pump, to preserve the pump. And yes, you use some of the water in the buffer tank, but you still going to use the customer's water to fill up your buffer tank. I don't have a buffer tank. So the previous 30-some jobs that I've done since I've been in business, I've always used the customer's water, and zero customers have complained about me using their water. So he say I'm tacky and unprofessional. Okay. And then he goes on to say, I've seen plenty of guys in this business and they always show up with their water. That's not true. They may show up with their water, but I guarantee you at some point they're going to refill their buffer tank. If it's access to that water on their property, they're going to refill their buffer tank with the customer's water. And it's not going to make that big of a deal on their bill. So he threw me off with that. And he goes to say, yeah, I saw your fingerprints on the siding. You didn't do a good job paying the cost. That stuff was already there before I even started washing on the house. And mind you, guys were still coming in and out. They still trying to finish the house. So that probably wasn't my fingerprint. So anyway, he ended up paying me, and as soon as he paid me, I blocked him, y'all. I blocked him. I'm not about to go back and forth with you. I'm not about to waste my energy. I've already wasted too much energy and mental capacity thinking about his BS, thinking about how he, trying to give me the runaround. And I promise you, I didn't want to take it there. But it get to a point, man, people got to understand, we're sacrificing our time, time, money, chemical, time away from family. And I'm showing up, busting my butt, trying to do quality work, but you got to communicate. Even if it was hey, I can't pay you until this Friday, that's fine. But the fact that he agreed to show up at 9 o'clock to walk around the property, to show me the areas that he wasn't satisfied, but he didn't show up and he didn't call me to let me know that he wasn't coming, and he was surprised that I was there. It didn't make sense, y'all. So I guess I'm learning moving forward. I'm going to tweak my estimate contract form and just letting people know I expect to get paid upon completion, unless we, talked about other terms. And I'm just trying to think of different ways to protect myself as much as I can from this foolishness, because people will try to get over. I knew it was a part of the business, but I didn't know it was gonna come like this. And it's too close to the holidays, man. And it was a lot of money on the line, y'all. A lot of money. I walked away with half, but I also walked away with a tough lesson learned. Okay, I'm not doing business with him moving forward, but I also got to figure out how to protect myself. And so anyway, I just wanted to get out of my chest and be honest with y'all. That's part of the journey. I'm learning. Hopefully that's helpful for y'all. And if you made it this far in the video, I'm about, 14, 15 minutes in. I appreciate y'all. But if you got any advice, if you're a business owner or you heard stories how to protect yourself from these kind of things, put it down in the comments below. I read the comments. I take that stuff to heart and learn from it. So appreciate y'all. Take care.